Welcome to the Depth Dive. Really excited about today. We're taking a plunge into some truly intriguing source material.
Absolutely.
We're tackling a story that, well, it just has all those elements of a real mystery. We're talking about a possible UFO crash.
Mm-hmm. The classic setup.
Exactly. And our specific focus, the source we're diving into, is an audio excerpt. It's titled UFO Crash Lands in Canada.mp3.
Right.
So let's just set the scene for you. This whole thing reportedly happened up at the Jackhead Reservation in Canada. It's near Lake Winnipeg.
Okay, got it. Remote area.
Pretty remote, yeah. And the initial claims in this audio recording, they're pretty dramatic. Witnesses apparently saw a, quote, bright light in the sky.
Uh-huh. The usual starting point for these things.
You guessed it.
Yeah.
That immediately sparked all the speculation about an unidentified flying object.
Naturally.
And it didn't stop there. The audio also mentions, and this is key, that photos were posted of Canadian forces in the area.
Ah, the military angle.
Right. Which led a lot of people to think, that the military was rushing to the scene in an effort to contain a possible UFO crash site.
Okay, so you've got the light, the location, the military presence.
It's all there. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how this audio excerpt immediately throws up these two, completely different stories side by side.
Okay.
So on one hand, you have this specific witness report from the area, and this person claimed the Canadian military had vehicles lined up along the North Shore.
Lined up.
Yeah, and were apparently threatening anyone who tried to take pictures of the scene.
Whoa, okay. That's pretty intense.
Gets more intense.
Okay.
This same witness claimed, according to the source, that a disc-shaped craft was being pulled from the ice.
Pulled from the ice.
By military snowmobiles and something called a bombardier that's, one of those tracked vehicles for snow.
Right. I know the type. A disc-shaped craft.
That's the claim in the recording. But then, right alongside that dramatic account, the source gives the official explanation.
Ah, the other side of the coin.
Exactly. According to the commanding officer of the territorial battalion group involved, the military personnel were actually at the frozen lake for something else entirely.
Which was?
They were there to take part in a training program, specifically for a dismounted deployment to the high Arctic. So troops on foot.
Okay.
And this training was in support of a recovery operation for a major air disaster.
A major air disaster drill. That sounds plausible, I guess.
It's certainly a detailed official reason.
Yeah.
So our mission here for this deep dive is really to navigate these conflicting stories just based on what's in this audio source.
Right. Just the source.
Yeah. We want to help you understand the specific claims being made, the official response presented, and, the ambiguities that are just inherent in this situation. We're not picking sides here.
Definitely not. Okay, that witness account, though, it really paints a vivid picture, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
I mean, a disc from the ice, military threats, it's the kind of stuff that really grabs you. Does the audio, does it give any more background on this witness? Or, did anyone else see the same thing?
That's a great question. But no, unfortunately, the audio excerpt doesn't really dig any deeper into who the witness was. Or provide any, corroborating evidence for that specific, very dramatic story. It's presented more as a singular report, unverified.
So one person's account, basically.
Pretty much. And it's kind of a classic example, isn't it, how these really vivid, dramatic claims can just pop up and spread super fast, especially when, the hard visual proof is maybe lacking or it could be interpreted in a different way.
Right. And speaking of visuals, the audio did mention those photos of Canadian forces in the area. What does the recording actually say about those? Do the photos help clear anything up? Lean one way or the other?
Well, the recording says photos were posted, so it confirms people took pictures, and the military was definitely there. That part seems confirmed by the photos existing. But crucially, the audio doesn't describe what's in the photos beyond just Canadian forces. Does it show them pulling a disc? Does it show them setting up for a training exercise? Yeah. We don't know from the source.
Ah, okay. So the photos confirm the who and where, but not the what or why.
Exactly. They confirm presence, but not the reason for that presence. So, yeah, they probably fueled the speculation, as the audio suggests, but they don't actually prove the UFO story or disprove the training story based on what we're told here. It's just, soldiers doing something.
That is a really crucial distinction. Presence versus purpose. Okay, so flipping back to the other side then, the official explanation from the commanding officer. They said it was training for a major air disaster recovery in the Arctic. How much detail does the recording give on that compared to the disc culling story?
The official account, while it's brief in the excerpt, it is quite specific about the purpose. It mentions the type of training dismounted deployment, the location focus high Arctic, and the scenario recovery operation for a major air disaster.
Okay, that does sound quite specific.
Yeah, that level of detail, outlining a clear objective, it definitely contrasts with the sort of singular, anonymous, and pointedly unverified witness claim about a disc-shaped craft. It presents a plausible, if maybe a bit complex, military reason for being there.
It really is a classic setup, isn't it? Public speculation crashes right into an official statement. When you look at just these two narratives presented side by side in this recording, what does it tell us about like how information works in these situations?
What this audio really highlights, I think, is just how difficult it is to navigate when you have unverified claims bumping up against official statements,
Yeah.
especially when solid, independent, corroborated evidence is just missing.
Yes, scarce is the word.
Exactly. It shows how fast different stories can take hold, in the public mind. And the recording itself, importantly, it doesn't give us the answer.
No, it leaves it open.
It presents both sides, the speculation and the official line, and basically leaves it to the listener to weigh them up. It really demonstrates the power of a compelling narrative, even if the facts supporting it are thin or unverified.
Right. And as we sort of wrap up this deep dive, we find ourselves right back where we started, really, still sifting through these contrasting pieces of information from our audio source.
Hmm.
And the really crucial point that the recording itself emphasizes is that these initial reports, the UFO ones, are unverified and could be false. That's a direct quote.
Important caveat.
Very. The audio concludes that until, more witnesses show up with actual evidence, we can only speculate that this was in fact a UFO recovery operation. But then it immediately adds the other possibility.
The counterpoint.
Yeah, that it is possible, as stated by the Territorial Battalion Group, that this was just a military training exercise. It leaves both doors open. So what does this all mean?
Well, I think what this specific audio excerpt really drives home is just the inherent difficulty, maybe the impossibility sometimes, of reaching a solid conclusion when the information itself is so limited and pulls in opposite directions.
Mm-hmm.
And this raises an important question, I think, based purely on what we've heard in this recording.
Okay.
Consider how public speculation and official statements interact when that concrete, independently verified proof just isn't there, like in this case.
Right.
When you, the listener, are faced with these conflicting stories, like an unverified but dramatic witness report versus a detailed but, official explanation, how do you even begin to process that information without more evidence coming to light?
Mm-hmm. It's tough.
It is. What is this specific scenario as laid out in this audio file? Tell us about the nature of information itself, about belief, and maybe about that enduring human fascination we have with the unknown, the unexplained.
That's definitely something to think about, how we process things when the facts are murky.
Exactly. It leaves you thinking not just about what happened, but how we decide what we think happened based on limited conflicting sources like this one.